Sharks lost to the Boston Bruins tonight by a final score of 3-1. Yeah, the Sharks have lost 8 of their last 9 games. This game was actually, fairly close until the end. It was 1-1 at second intermission. I thought maybe the Sharks could pull this one out. And, the Bruins are pretty good. They've won 4 in a row now, so I didn't really expect the Sharks to even really put up a fight. But the fact that, it was a close game heading into the third, that's the way it was. The Sharks lost to the Bruins earlier in this year as well, so I already kind of had predetermined thoughts about this. The Sharks had James Reimer in net, didn't do terribly, but the defense of the Sharks folded. And also, unfortunately for the Sharks, Mario Ferraro got hurt, and so we hope he's okay, obviously. He's a great defender for the Sharks. He's kind of that bright spot for their defense that's very much struggling right now. Brad Marchand scored twice for the Bruins, and it's difficult right now for the Sharks, just containing guys like that that are full forces on their offense. And so for the Sharks, their only goal came from Timo Meier. That tied the game up actually in the second period. Sharks were good at drawing penalties, and that led to a goal. That goal was assisted by Logan Couture and Brent Burns. Burns has been getting some points lately, which is good to see, as well as Couture. So that was good to see. The other goal besides Marchand for the Bruins was by Patrice Bergeron, and Marchand also had a assist, so he had 3 points in this game. Good game for him, but the Sharks just can't get it to go. The Sharks barely had any shots in this game. They only had 16 shots, so it wasn't a very hard performance for the Boston goalie Jeremy Swayman. He only had to save 15 of those 16 shots to get a victory, and he had a .938 save percentage. Pretty good performance, and Boston's defense just shut down the Sharks. Albeit they were very physical, the Bruins, but they did get some penalties, but that's just the way it was. Sharks are now 9 points out of a playoff spot. It's not looking good. I mean, that's essentially 5 wins, and it's just it's one after another. The Bob Bugner said about the injuries, and a lot of guys getting injured. It's adding up. Milosh, Megna, Carlson, LeBanc, Kanija, Rudy Balcers, all those guys are hurt right now, and it's really taking a toll on the Sharks because their defense is compiled of some of those guys I just mentioned, especially like Carlson, and it's just it's next man up. But at the end of the day, it's not the same performance, and so it was an unfortunate loss tonight. The Sharks were getting some chances late to have opportunities to tie it at one point, but no, they didn't, and it's unfortunate and depressing just seeing the Sharks lose game after game. I mean, 8 of their last 9, and the game they won was barely a win, right? I mean, that was last game. It was a good win, don't get me wrong, but Sharks need to win some more games. We're bottom of the standings almost. I mean, if it weren't for the Kraken, we would be at the bottom. 3-1 was the final. The Sharks, after this one, they moved to 23, 23, and 6. I mean, they're very much staying at the same wins and loss ratio pretty much, but Bruins moved to 31, 17, and 4. Like I said, they've won 4 in a row. They're playing pretty good hockey right now in the eastern side of things, but just not a very good performance. I like the first line for the Sharks, but I feel like they're just not really getting it together after that, and I think most of that is due to the injuries. But at the end of the day, it's just hurting our team. Taylor Hall was called for the interference on Ferraro that led to the injury. He needed help off the ice, and he had his left ankle tied against the board. So, hopefully he's all right. It's just, like I said, it's injury after injury. It's affecting the Sharks, and I don't think you can necessarily blame the injuries for the Sharks not playing well, because it's part of it. Don't get me wrong, it's part of it, but it's not. The Sharks have a lot of holes they need to fill, and that's pretty much it. So let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and next game will be against the Kraken tomorrow. So let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later. Go Sharks.